Hey, this is Russ with Winged Saber Historical Fencing. Had some queries about finger cuts. People were asking, well, how is it that you make a finger cut and you're cutting almost as fast as a modern Olympic guy? Well, that's because I have a fist grip. And a fist grip is not necessarily a slower, clumsy grip. I can be here in the Hungarian grip. I can be here in the Rhode Island grip, although it doesn't fit very well on this particular trainer. Or I can be in a fist grip, and as I change shape, what I'm actually doing is I'm letting the saber roll over my third and fourth finger. So I'm gonna hold this out, and I make the same cut, and you can see it just goes back and forth over the finger, and I'm able to use my body to throw the cuts, and it's not really a wrist cut. The wrist is changing shape slightly to accommodate, but I'm rolling over the fingers, and that lets me make really tight cuts. It lets me play coupe, for example, very easily, throwing the French term out there. What I'm not doing is the following. Squish, squish, squish. This is what most people think of as finger cuts. Finger cuts performed this way can be extremely powerful, as opposed to finger cuts performed this way, which have a reputation for being very weak. Thus getting into the dry-wet dichotomy that if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it, it's not relevant to us. If you've done a lot of modern stuff, you know the distinction. If I allow this saber to roll back and forth over my third and fourth finger, you probably can't hear the sword going whooshy whoosh right now. That's okay. There's plenty of inertia on that blade. I would not swing this any faster in practice, and often not even in competition. Once I add body and blade motion, it's going plenty fast enough. So if you want to play with finger cutting, and you want to make tighter cuts that are really snappy, or false edge cuts that are really snappy, remember that when you're cutting from the third and fourth finger, it is a passive fulcrum, not a squeeze, okay? Squeezing is another method of cutting. It is very powerful, but it has the disadvantage of I have to load, fire, load, fire, load, fire. And that can be done relatively quickly, but it involves a lot more action compared to that. So, have fun, go do the thing. Amaze your friends with really tight, snappy cuts. Whee! We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.